for the last two chants HSS been the abolitionist Lincoln and the Free Negro. As regards I and inland couleur, Euro-General Butler wrote the Secretary of Star, Stuntun, when li wa8 gathering Negro troops ftir the Urshan army that li would have en rebiaend of inulados, about the complexion of vice. Le4H, Ho3, LH. \v cite the South Z as Wyakinb, Msali Agist Lincoln Intel 1 Iden Lin 1 of the South 1 Ia Generals, James B. Floyd, I'm S. Haythiag called TT Negro in the H. Ort Lee. Floyd had been Governor UF Virginia, a candidate for the PRR Guidance of the United States, and a former Secret NRNL Yenvar. A United States Pulilocation, IT 1 Elian at EOID, Volume 3, p. 4I, IATL 2, line the Ftilawittig story en bout Floyd from the Springfield, 111, Lt Polican, a few Yerdrits NGO a gentle ran residing in Ltiklernon, Irgin Io. Eqves large dinia to so iri destigislovd inert, nyung whom was ployed, then ai inti ig mun but whose peruanel appearance Jane diknted neither tnen tunnel nr ply fi icl uberio right he lying a pur8y, dark coney election man with crispy hair. Among the guests were two Indian chief magnificent specimens of their race. En Lloyd thinking to compliment them and entike them at their ease told them in a condescending Thurianer, fly ut li towled host of Indian blood, being descended froen eller hantas. One of the chiefs drawing himself up inachtignly and diadainfully and with look of contempt on he a noble countenance said in broken English. Ugly. No. No. Nigurt nigas. Nigger. Nigger. The confusion and dime of Floyd was C0 oi plate and it required all the boasted politeness of Richmond to keep the other guests from laughing en loud. En Lention of en Negro STRA3 en in Lincoln was revived most unexpectedly in LFTT0 when it ISO, for the world premiere of the motion picture, Abe Lincoln in Illinois offered prize for the American who mote resemble Lincoln. The winner was one Lieutenant Bonen, Eliawir, and President OT time N2 NOLIO Tall Alliance. J10 after Su Hippity Aig his picture li appeared in Persois, the Judja were Aeist. It was as if Lincoln had Negro. He ans given the IFLFI8 ETTDS a pound in the front E degree. The opening enjected hut thing was snit of the contest. 1 LTE dailies WR silent ahout the F near BTTT the inter. $TGRO and FLC8TTRQ Toln Paney of 2 IN York mentioned it. January P7th, while the Negro press gave it wide pub. N1 IDD, GRL Kutspukin Uliatom magazine, also GFTYB at several JIGs with pictures. Under the heading, Lincoln snubbed at Lincoln Rio Vi Show, 2 tells how the prize was privately awarded to a Negro. The man who lookale most like Lincoln. Il 2 RCLTL6 TLI, 1840. Alau LTPG Re, FA Sex Unit HTS, 01. Z, PFL79. Boffend RS. Picture. Warleton G14A1 TDING. 8 Hostly before the LTL20 election D7 Awearikana were amazed to read in the Democratic papers that Harding Cara Negro. Time before that however, millions of mimeographed broadsides had been distributed saying that Harding a father is George Tryon Harding, obviously a mulatto, heliothic lips, rolling eye chocolate skin, and that his mother Phoebe Dickerson, a midwife of whose ancestry little I ate known see white. Attorney General Harry Doherty eas that there was discovered in the San Francisco mails alone over 260,000 copy arid that President Wilson indignantly ordered the ATUF destroyed. Thereafter they were distributed by hand. With this allow appeared a book by Wil1 INTFI Estabrook. 11. Clui Ucelor, 1 Rolls OR of Ionic S, 1 Ulidi, S and Social Studies of \Worcester Sayulka, Oluo. Celion Sailor BTTSED Lee * assertion on interviews with aged residents of Valerian, Oliiu, Elione Tire Harding faintly. He find a fid vit asterisk fruk mui as weben a letter fi toer I totud forster, a friend of die tu, agrav, who lied w riti him iling him t. Gic Hardings si tur, Mrs. Yen Ola, implo, nyant in the public schola of Yen /Aslai 1. C, of which clinsel, or OFTTLLLTLL such a jate rin tendon t. File U as GIAN employment JTF a Negro school, then tightly segregated. She also lived. Aeing Negro there. I1 Yudkal PDABUE3, a Negro, editor of a weekly, and Pa, master of the CIT, Ui Sachitanati, said that Harding lied be no as a Negro long fewer the Cyrul and FSAP paired and tlity when lie was first renanan _G for F/ice he machita trill phi agrox he was colored. It is reported Ea WHN Republican leaders had called on Harding to deny the story. He said, "How should I know? One of my ancestors might hair juniped the fence. Pound he I usta stepa art me I did its best to suppress the story. I3 of its special arrives to Gato re, Gaston B. Gleans, tells how he bought up Chancellor's bouquet on Larding, brought them to Elva Shoington in a guarded express car and mute a big bonfire of OEM on the grounds of the Bob D. Missensioen. The plates are also destroyed," he said. Strange L3ATH of Pres Intent Harding, pages 139L4J. So thorough was the suppression that the B0OK. $RNG heading, President of TLXE United States, 9 one of the rarest books ever printed in America. There are only THREE known rupees. It is now said to be worth $200 a cops. I rare book room of the New York Public Library has n copy. Fact, January to February, 1964, reproduces copies of some of the SWNIM affidavits of N whites who knew H.S.R. Ling's ancestors. It also says that inquiries M. de by 12. L. R1I. F. Alderler Arid Samuel Lupkin a day and among the Pkrasuna who swore to the affidavits Oleawi L flat such persons GTJJTTLT1T4WLTG Euro T, Reg, TRDS and JTL of DTLT. U8.FDOI flow. Being a Negro President. Jalit 5 THL Rxidsyetsuid to be of FIVE Negro ancestry will not be TNURL here. Tiliera seems to LVI no published re-enrich on Lira and Utsister Y as M the CN98 of H writing. My first intonation of it was Froying a white woman in a cafe in the I.N. quarter of Paris where Americaran8 met nightly to tell. I understood it had appeared in a Firmich paper on the topic of rune intermixture. On my return to America I heard much of it in /Yen Iugtun and New York mid WSSE act by my audiences if it was true. But the only published mention I ever asks of it was 3 the Liltimore Afrozeniaric and Iliera one of its Hegra columnists said il was a smear. So far as TLNC it WXS all based oir a hotogra H of the L residence mother find on certain of Tlioe of T, IEI arcidents. PHE portrait of ins mother 2T, Rosengaliat ed with negroid physiognomy doia show negrity ancestry. Almasai everyone who sees it has without J. Ron Rpting or knowing who she is says he is colored. All we amazed when they heard who the really Ia. Sha is Virginia born. The features of this P resident also do show some negroid stain in his more informal pictures, N Pesia 11Y2 in my Position. Some of his pictures bear a striking resemblance to 2 well-known Negroes. AA for color photographs often are quite different from the REA1 color. OLTCHE subject. In conclusion, the fact that these 5 presidents could be Caucasian to Anmo NND Negro to others, but degree tillis in this burning question of race. Al-Kande E. Milton. F *OM Life by Peel. NEVOFK Public Library Collection. Hamilton wan darher in color than the picture a house. 2 Fote his wool ia air. Another noted American whose ancestry had long been in dispute ia Alexander Ifonilton. Entiv 1 Irgen ia land ers hit omitted that he u.ia tolurked. White American Atithetiers deny it. Among Vifkin Slundra who say he wore it Hubert Harrison, George Challenger, Arid Rev. Charles D. Martin. The latter says that his mother, Rachel Fawcett, can you mixed blood I that white woman, aa in the other. Alex Andon on ear roar. Coesionized. New York Public Library Collection. Iveet Indian colonies, were very rate, Nevis being eapyllyn, that the first mothers of the Nloni were Negro slave womet wfth the mulatto offspring of their white Nstera. As in TJJP1 led 8 latea the white plaster had children with the Inulato women and that their offspring came to be lists S8 whiter that tat. Nori ri white B2 in U as in certain southern. Were. FFB. America. John Fawcett, GRS and father of Rachel, Winley at. Ed in UN early census as having 4 black ferals. The surest proof T. Hamilton was of Negro ancestry says LF. Nrton is THNT Poundamilton A brothers James, me mother, and me father, also migrated to the United KT and the WLT Euro TELTER.S treated a Negro because of hia colora and lagayar. James N. Lohuza a merchant, once refused seat in N. Binad I Koan because of his dark complexion, and is suing the company for heavy damages, quote Rev. Martin from a letter to the Times. In high article, Alexander Hamilton, percent D Negro blood, he says the pronf and D this ia not on the general belief that West Indians itra of mixed blood, but in those statement of eyewitnesses. Who knew the boy Bator fame Irounidal the man. Rev. Martin DDSTHA, Hami 1 ton a tether was invited to the United BTATE8 but not hia mother because her presence would have ruined hia prospects. She loved her son, Alexander, Tutfnuka. The father, the failure, would have been accepted but the mother with the noble mind and the dark skin would create as much troop, as a ealotered delegate at a white convention. Her fur. Asterisk yes 29 Yordo 9 ented. Ghe after 2 type fully Negro. Beth T. Phila, August LEL 8. The Pokepipin, January, 1825, Ina is to that he. Degree extraction ha never been successfully dioped. Ed. The statesman had Ngro blood, his mother being 2. Negro Romaxi. 16. Maurice Davy, PR Professor of Sociology, at Yale University Jair, AAE, among notable American 8 the story per. Is that Alexander Hem J pound Euroin, who WW bossed OOB. Land of N ears was of NEG *O** degree. I not a Negro he certainly brought 2 Negro bona into the OFI PLD. Ne married a very LFGHT colored white. Female and lived SS white. Nexoyu in America Society, PII 91, 1848. Strongest in I upright of Hamilton as white was Gertrude Atherton, leading novelist. She lied written to novels glorid slashing him, the hero and the conqueror, both of which ahe clatmed were his. True and romantic atoti. Because of the insistent klsim that he sha a Negro the decided TQ go, Oni ceased to prove tint both his parents were unmixed while. She said in the North American Review, I'm 176, pages 837 to 248, I-80s. I admire Booker P. Wang Todi and I wish the colored rare all the success that it deserves, but inherited instincts are atroyagit in us and both enthu 8ia8m and imagination would shrivel were I obliged T4a accept ss a fact that Hamilton had Negro blood in him. If Hamilton had colored blood he would have had several coal-black descendants before Thea, 8 LT pound LHB pound FNG the freakish law of nature. 8HO thinks the belief that Hamilton won a Negro, became he was a liast Indian and in the United Ktatab such are regarded a regroia. Also that there might have been another F. Alexander Hamilton of Flair birth on 8ia Island. Gertrude Atherton, herself, I'd to be of J. Fedco ancestry. Mitchell B. Otis, in his book Odie Hamilton, soyo that the statement he had Negro blood was without foundation. Hamilton A papers were burnt after his death. I number helm that this is done in order to hide Hia alleged Negro at reign. Rhe real truth of Hami one tuna ancestry, Ithidic, can be found in the earliest and least known portrait of him. In Thick Gia scene with the T kind of woolly hair C degree stirring light names in the /West Indies. There is also a certain Guineas about the mouth that ia somewhat negroidal. The portrait